Hi guys, Patty from Patty's Crafty Spot, and I'm here to share with you one of the new releases from Crealies, and this is Cards 151, and it's this really cute happy die. And what I decided to do is make a little mini word flip book. So let me just walk you through the book real quick. So on the front I did do a little chipboard embellishment. It's cute. So one thing when you're deciding the size of your book, the first page, which is the first letter, you want to leave yourself enough space. That way you can go ahead and add some, either a photo or some kind of an embellishment on your book. So we open up like this, and then a little tuck spot for a photo mat. It's just a plain photo mat. And I added a little extra page. And then over here, room. So when I applied my letters, I put glue on in a U-shaped form. That way I could go ahead and just tuck in and use these as pockets, because you are limited on space. So I thought it would be cute, and I went ahead and added, I used that as a pocket. So a little photo mat right here. I did glue this one down. And then I used the medium die for journals and planners, the pocket one, the medium pocket die. And then some little tags. And the black on the blank on the side. And then again. And as you get wider too, you can start to get larger photos in there. Here. And then this one, oh I did. I thought I glued these down. So a little tuck spot again for photos. Cute. And then room for other photos and stuff. And another, oops, this one, okay, this one I did stick down. I knew I stuck one of them down. So an extra little photo mat you can just go ahead and tuck under. And if you wanted to too, again, the P is not attached, so you could go ahead and tuck a photo under there as well as over here. And then I put another pocket on this side with the cute little fall looking fairy. Okay. And then over here again, this one I did attach, and then I added the little embellishment after, but there's room under here, so you can go ahead and tuck your photo, and then that would be just a nice embellishment on top of your photo. And then again I used the Y as a little pocket. Just like that. And again, plenty of room for photos. And then the back. And then I just went ahead, I just used some metal rings and just added some ribbons that matched my paper to go ahead and do my little word book. So happy. So I will go ahead and walk you through the basics of going ahead and creating this in a video. So just hang out a minute and I'll be right back and I'll show you how to do that. So let's get started and let me walk you through the basics of going ahead and creating this little word album. So if you follow these steps, you should be able to do it with all of the new card dies of the words from Crealies. So the first thing that you want to do is you need to see the height of your die. So what you'd want to do is go ahead and measure your die. So this happens to be 4 inches. On the Happy that I did, I actually did it at 4 1/8 because I wanted to accommodate the width of the medium journal pocket die. So I did increase it just a tad bit, just to put in the these pocket dies right here. But for the basic part of it, and I do have another one coming out of a little different design, so this is what I did with that one. So went ahead and measured the height of my die, and so I cut strips of paper that height, And then what you want to do is go ahead and for the background die, so that's this one here, you want to go ahead and cut out a few pieces out of cardstock, because this is what you're going to lay at the end to go ahead and determine your word placement. So what I also did was on these dies here, you also have more of the background layer. So you've got like the background and then you have the actual letter. So there's different ways you can use it. But you also want to go ahead and cut out the background part out of all of them, because you're going to need that for placement when you're cutting out your letters. So I went ahead and cut it out of yellow, but you're going to want to use like this part here, whatever color your paper is, like I did here, because these are outlined in the black. But just for the video purpose, because you're not going to see black on black, I'm going to use yellow, but just pretend I'm using the black. So what you want to do with your first one is a piece of tape. So just use a little piece of tape just to hold everything in place. So you're going to start off with the first one. And you're going to go ahead and line it up approximately where it should be. So then that way you can go ahead and see your spacing. So you got your spacing right in here and stuff. Then what you want to do is take a ruler, and you want to make sure that you leave enough spacing. So I have the green and the yellow. You want to leave enough spacing for the outlining of the yellow to the green. So I would just go ahead and line it up, making sure I'm leaving the correct space. And then I'm just going to cut it off. So that would be my first one. So pretending that this is black. So then what I would do again is just go ahead. You can just use, I'm using spark tape because it's handy, but you can use just something repositionable. You just want something temporarily to hold it while you build your book. So as you can see, that's going top to bottom. So then we're going to move over to the A. Now this is where you need a few of them, because if you were to go ahead and add the A on right now, it's very possible it doesn't line up, but let's see. Yeah, that one lines up. It's the P that you're going to need it for. So again, following the same steps. Place it on, and then again using your ruler, sure you're lined up, and cut it out. And then I need to trim off the part over here that I had cut. So just to make sure that it's the correct angle. So then again, the next piece of paper, I'm going to go ahead and line it up right along the edge. So now on this right here, as you can see, you have the black hanging over right here. So what I would do is I would just go ahead and just cut off the black, because you want your letter all the way to the edge. So as you see, we're starting to build our word. And then now, so this one here, so you can see the P when I had to cut the angle from the A. The P is, I chopped it off. So if you were to go ahead and put this on now, you can see you're not lined up. So that's why you need to cut a few of these. So I can use this P over here afterwards. So again, so then my ruler, and cut it down. And then again. Oops. Actually chop that one off. So be careful. I'm going to leave this one just because this is just for demo purposes, but pretend I didn't cut all that off. You know what? Let me just move this over. Okay. There you go. Good as new. Kinda. But you get the idea. So again. And then on this one here, what I would do is go ahead and round. So now we're still building our word. And because you line up the bottom here, and you've cut your strips, if you just tap it, you'll get them lined up at the bottom. So we'll move on to the next one. And let me see if I can just cut it instead. Just freehand it. Much better. Okay, and then again, a little piece of tape. And obviously when I'm making this myself, I'm being very precise with everything. But this is just a tutorial to show you, so you get the idea. So just one more. We're going to do the Y, and then I'll show you how to get the book part. Stick this one on. So on the Y on this one, I left the last letter attached. I didn't cut this part off, as you can see right here. I used this part here on the end of my book because I wanted a nice squared off end, where the letters themselves, because they all, you know, they attach to each other. But the back piece I left. So there we go, just like that. So that's how you would put that part down there. So then what you want to do in determining the length of your book, so like I said, you have it here. You want to like figure out if you have an embellishment already for the front cover, if you have something in mind, you could go ahead and set it down. And then what you want to do is figure out how far over that you want to do it. But keep in mind when you do it that you're going to come in a ½ an inch from the edge of your book to put your first hole. So if you have an embellishment, you don't want to go from like here to here and then forget that you have to punch holes in it. So I would add a little ½ inch. So for example, if you wanted space for say 4 inches, you would go over 4 inches, but you need to keep in mind how far over your last letter on your strip goes, because obviously you can't go further or you're going to cut off the edge of your book. So you can do one of two things. So you can go ahead, line everything up, and then because of, so you can clip it. So if you line everything up where it goes, this is the back page. So if you want, you can go ahead, clip it down. so it all stays where it has to go. It's not going to move. You can flip it over and then draw a line on your last page right here. So you're going to cut from here over, and then all this you can cut off. So let me just cut it real quick and show you. So I just cut all the excess off. So this is all these pieces of the overhang. So back here. So if you like how wide this is, you can go ahead and leave it that way, or just continue to cut it down to where you like to go. Like I said, you need to leave a 1/2 inch for where you're going to put your holes for your rings. So to determine the rings, what I do is I just use a centering ruler, and I come up a 1/2 inch from the edge, and then I make a mark there, and then I like to come over 3/4 of an inch for the top and 3/4 of an inch down for the bottom. So you can see the holes there. Let me just punch them out so you see. Keeping all the pages together, that's when you're going to go ahead and do your holes. So there you go. So you can see that, and then you just add the rings on your book. And then you can flip. If you want to go ahead and add extra pages like I did, you could just open it up and measure the distance on the smaller page of the two where you want to go in between. And then just figure out your measurement here, and then you can add that page. So you can add as many as you want, or just leave it like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that quick little tutorial on how you can go ahead and use some of the word dies to go ahead and create a little mini flip book like that. And I do have a different style on another one coming up that I'm going to show you that you can also do. Basically following this exact same method, it's just your layout is a little different. Anyway, if you're happy with what you see, go ahead, give me a thumbs up if you're watching this on my channel, Patty's Crafty Spot. Or if you're watching this on the Crealies YouTube channel, again, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to both channels for lots of inspiration. And until next time, guys, happy crafting. Bye.